Alrighty, so we're going to look at one more way that we can apply volume equations in the real world and solve for a missing measurement. So this one says Lucy's cereal container has a base with an area of 15 centimeters squared. If the volume were 270 centimeters cubed, what would be the height? So they already gave us the area of the base. Now, the area of the base is this bottom part of the rectangular prism. Now, if I look back at my formula, volume equals this capital B times H. Now, you might have heard it in another video, but the capital B means the area of the base. This is just like when I did my volume equation with length times width times height. Length times width is my area of the base because length and width, and then we have our height over here. So again, you could look at it as area of the base times the height or length times width times height. But in this case, they did some of the work for us. They already found the area of the base. So I'm going to go ahead and use that with my formula. It doesn't matter which one you use it with, but just know that length times width is the area of the base. So they give us our volume. So just like our previous problem, I'm going to use 270 as our volume. The area of the base is 15 centimeters squared, and the height is missing. So guys, once again, we have another equation. So all I have to do is solve for what's missing, and to do that, to isolate the variable, we divide both sides by 15. So I'm dividing both sides by 15. We get our height by itself. And now I need to do 270 divided by 15. So top number inside, bottom number outside. So 270 is here. 15 can't go into 2, but it can go into 27 just one time. 7 minus 5 gets me 2. 2 minus 1 gets me 1. Bring down the 0. 15 goes into 120. If I think about it, I could try 6, or let's try 8. Let's go a little bit more than that. 5 times 8 gets me 40. 8 plus 4 gets me 12. And we are good to go. So it goes in a perfect 18 times. So the height would be 18 centimeters. Not centimeters squared or centimeters cubed. Height is just a one-dimensional, thing. So we only write it as centimeters. So the answer to this question, what would be the height of this problem, or height of the missing height for this? It would be 18 centimeters. Now, if I wanted to take it one step further, okay, they gave me the volume. If they said something, for example, we only want to say that the container was 30% full, what's the volume of the amount filled with cereal? So if the amount was only 30% full, you can think about it like a proportion, right? So I got my part over my whole amount and my percent over 100. So in this case, I know my volume was 270, and that's the entire container. And I have 30% out of 100. Now I need to figure out, well, how much of 270 is 30%? That's what's missing. So guys, it's kind of like a proportion. So you could solve it in the same manner, just showing you how we can use volume in a few other ways, right? So if I want to try solving this, well, I could simplify over here. I can divide them both by 10, and I would get 3 over 10 and then multiply to go from one side to another. We could look at it in that sense, and I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. I can simplify this side both by 10. So I get 3/10. So it's like what over 270 is equal to 3 over 10. So again, this is just like an extension activity, right? How am I applying this outside of the world of volume? So to go from 10 to 270 is times 27. So to go from 3 to the other side is times 27 as well. There are other ways to solve this. I could just multiply by the decimal version. That is one way to think about it. But this is another way with proportions. So what is the volume of the amount filled with cereal? So if I multiply by 27, I would get that 81 centimeters cubed would be 30% full. So what's the volume of the amount filled with cereal? It would be 81 centimeters cubed. That is 30% of the 270 centimeters cubed volume.